Hi and welcome back or welcome to my All the Perfume YouTube channel. In today's video I'll be reviewing Naked Fantasy by Britney Spears. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a little while now, or if you've followed any of my social platforms, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of Britney Spears' fragrance line. So I will link below any past videos that I've made, and yeah, so I have most of the collection. I don't have Prerogative Ego because I just don't really like that kind of scent. It's a little bit musky for me. And I don't have Fantasy Sheer because even though it was only launched this year, it just seems really impossible to get hold of. But yeah, I do collect them. When another launch comes along, I want it in my collection. I want to know about it. I want to wear and hopefully enjoy it. There are so many good ones among them. So yeah, hopefully if you're interested in what there is to offer in the line, you can look back at some of my previous content and find out more. This one, Naked Fantasy, is actually the 18th fantasy perfume from Britney. And when I say things like this, there will be people who think, well, what about the limited edition bottles? What about the anniversary bottles? I don't count those ones. I'm looking at like the unique new scents that have come out. So yeah, we're at 18, that's a lot. And I can't wait to get into it and talk to you about the packaging and the notes. So when I first saw the campaign, I must admit I didn't love the name Naked Fantasy. That might be the prude in me here, but I've learnt my lesson recently not to go on what I think about perfume by the name. I'm thinking here about I Want Choo by Jimmy Choo. It made no bearing on how much I adored that scent, so I was ready to give it a chance. We have here a very pretty, kind of like an apricot colour, which is a bit of a foreshadowing of what's to come with the notes. And these lovely kind of gemstones on here, silver ones. But I think with the fantasy bottles, now that the kind of neck of the bottle is usually one colour, I liked it even better when they used to have like the contrasting colour of the gems and the band. But yeah, this is still very pretty. I like that kind of translucent feel to it as well. So yeah, it is pretty. It's a really nice colour. And the name, I think you'll see from what's coming up, I definitely was able to get past. I also think the packaging and the kind of campaign for Naked Fantasy gives you the impression of something quite light. And I don't always love that in my scents. You know, I want to smell good. I want people to be able to smell me. I want to smell it on myself. But I've been really pleasantly surprised with this one. So I remember back in September I first tried this. And yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it another spray now. Let's go for it. Just the two. There are usually a lot more when I'm spraying my perfumes. Let's give it a go. This is like, kind of got a mouth-watering feel to it. It draws you in, it's kind of got something addictive. Yeah, I don't think it's really the foodie notes that are doing that. In this scent, you've got apricot, which I mentioned previously, and I love that. In fact, it was this week I was looking at Vera Wang's Princess, which has apricot too, so definitely a note I'm enjoying this week. And you've got peach, which I kind of love, that those fruit colours sort of go with this. But I think I'm smelling a lot of the water lily. There's blackcurrant, I love that in scents, but I think the blackcurrant's quite light here, maybe giving it that sort of juiciness. There's osmanthus and also musk. I think the fruit and water lily just work so well together to give this kind of like outdoor, like natural, juicy, watery kind of feel to it, and yet it's not watery like in a weak kind of way. Yeah, this is a good scent. I really enjoy this. In terms of what it's similar to, I can't help but find it's similar to Intimate Fantasy, and there are perfume lovers among us who say that if you like Intimate Fantasy, don't get this one. I feel like maybe if you're making choices with your scents and you're thinking, okay, you know, I've got maybe a certain amount of money and I'm picking one thing over the other, if you had Intimate already, you maybe don't need this. But if you love your Britney perfumes, if you love this colour packaging and you want something that is a little different, then yeah, you should go for it. I love this, and I think I'm actually changing my mind on the season I think this is good for. I can see it being really good for summer. I think where I'd smelt it in September previously and was all about the kind of autumn transition, I was thinking of Intimate Fantasy, which I love for autumn. But no, now I think summer for this. I think that juicy fruitiness, and the water lily just, yeah, I think this would be really lovely for summer. I would be tempted to take this on holiday, perhaps, yeah, a holiday to a warmer climate, and wear it for something like that. I think it'd be really good, and I think I'd love to have this mixed up with holiday memories. I'm saying this because I once took Island Fantasy to Spain, and that was pretty nice to have for that time as well. Yeah, really impressed with the scent. It's, yeah, it feels something different for me. As a collector, of course, who does want to have them all, this is absolutely different enough for me to enjoy it for its own right in my collection. So in terms of projection and longevity, I don't think this has the best projection compared to some of the Britney scents, but the longevity is really good, and I think something in that musk note makes it smell really good on the skin as well. I mean, thinking about Britney's other scents, and the fantasy ones in particular, Midnight Fantasy, you are smelling all day on yourself. That is, you know, Rainbow Fantasy. They're really long lasting. But this I'm pleased with. I think it's good value for the money that it is, and it lasts well enough. Funnily enough, it's actually the musk and the vanilla that Naked Fantasy has in common with Intimate Fantasy. So yeah, I expected more crossover with the notes there, but it is just those two notes that somehow are making the scent seem quite similar. In terms of price, so at the time that I'm filming, this bottle, the 100ml, is available for £18.50 from Superdrug. And that's what I bought it for, and it's where I bought it from. I do buy these bottles myself when I'm not, you know, receiving them as a gift for Christmas or something. But actually, as I say that, even when I'm, you know, it's on the cards for me to receive a perfume as a gift, with these fantasy ones, I do say to my friends and family, like £25 at the most. That's just my advice there. That's what I think is a good price to pay for these. And it made me very happy to be able to buy this so soon after launch for £18.50. So yeah, I would recommend Superdrug, and I think that's a really good price for that big bottle. So I'm pleased with this scent. I wanted it, and I think that's clear in the fact that it's made it to my collection quite soon after launch. My husband actually texted me when he was in the town centre with our son and said, you know, I've seen Naked Fantasy, it's only £18.50, do you want me to get it? And I was like, oh yes, please. Whereas, you know, if I wasn't too bothered, it might have slipped through the net and you know, just not quite made it till next year, or worst case scenario, not made it to my collection at all. So sheer fantasy, yeah, as I said, I'm still after that one. It just seems to have vanished. But yeah, I think for the price that this is, for the fact that it's very pretty and its fruitiness, I'm happy to have it in my collection as a summer scent. In terms of all of the fantasy line, this isn't like, you know, one of my absolute favourites. But there's some stiff competition and 17 other scents. So yeah, I think it would be quite hard for one to come along and take maybe that top 5. But yeah, really enjoyable. I'd recommend it. I think maybe if you're looking at gift buying, I'd say this would be a good present for a best friend. I don't think I'd be buying this for someone, you know, younger in my family necessarily, like a teenage sort of niece or something. I think this is one that, you know, maybe next year especially, somebody like a friend might appreciate. I hope my video review has given you a little more insight into what this fragrance smells like. I am so happy to chat about Britney Spears fragrances in the comments. Yeah, it's a topic that doesn't get old to me. I love so many of them, and yeah, I'll link back those previous videos so you can see kind of like my top 10 and yeah, and more besides. Yeah, they feature often in my weekly roundups over on Instagram as well, because I have a few of the bottles on display. They're pretty, they're easy reach for me, and yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what you think. If you think this one would appeal to you, or if you've tried it, and of course any questions my way, please do feel free to ask. I will link my links, I'll post my links to my other platforms below as well. So yeah, find me over on Instagram, on TikTok, on my blog. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.